We're back with another Analyze This. Johnny Hackett, Nate Paredes, me, Mr. C. And I had another topic in mind that we'll probably save for another week, but I thought recently I went to Great Adventure, and I got very lucky because it was like it wasn't a rainy day, but it rained at one point during the day. So then, because it was raining, 80% of the people left.
Oh.
And then it stopped raining. So instead of leaving, I went and got something to eat. And then it stopped raining. And then actually the sun came out, and there's nobody in the park.
Dope.
And we were just able to go on everything without any lines, no nothing, just jump right on. It was awesome.
So where'd you go while it was raining?
We just went and grabbed something to eat. I don't even know the name of the place. Just one of the little luncheon joints. Got some really bad fried chicken. So overcooked, so dry. Oh, it was brutal.
That's why you get the junk food. You don't get the cooked food.
Well, that's why can't cook over there. We said afterwards, like, should just got the chicken fingers instead of the actual fried chicken. Like, do the thing that they do most. Anyway, but that was the best bad fried chicken ever because it caused us to stay at the park, and then there was nobody there. Like, nobody there. So we ended up going on all the different rides without having any lines whatsoever, which made it awesome. So I said, I did one of the rides twice, and right before the second one, I thought to myself, this is the podcast. We got to talk about rides. And I came in and asked you, and you're like, of course, we've done it. And then I asked Johnny, and Johnny says, I don't do roller coasters. But I think he can actually add something interesting to this whole thing.
My favorite ride is the mirror room.
There you go.
Fun house, where all the mirrors are.
So I bet you there's a couple things there that you did that we've probably done that we can probably get into also. Oh, which made me just think of one. All right, so we'll get into roller coasters. And first of all, we'll go around just like, are you a big fan of roller coasters?
Oh yeah, I love them.
Right?
I like the thrill.
Yeah, absolutely. And you?
Oh yeah. See, I don't like roller coasters.
So why? Tell us why you don't really go on.
So when you get on a roller coaster and you're going, most people think, "Wow, this is fun. I can't wait to get on the next one." Where I'm thinking, when is this gonna break, or what do I hold on to if this breaks? I'm just like, all right.
All right. So here's where I will agree with you. So one of the rides that I went on was the Nitro, and we'll talk about the actual ride itself. But in the beginning of Nitro, you're just going up this, super steep incline to get to the top where the drop is, right? But it's just click, 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 click. And on Nitro, all you're held in is by this one, rubber stopper. It's just a thing that comes down. It doesn't hook onto anything. You're just hoping and assuming that this thing locks into place. You know what I mean? There's no strap that clicks in. Like on Batman, there's a strap that clicks in. On there's a ride called Joker where it's like a buckle clips in. Yeah. So you're like, okay, even if this apparatus, for whatever reason, comes undone, at least the strap will hold and I will still be held in. On Nitro, there's none of that, right? It's just this thing. I'll try to do this. This thing comes down on your belly, and then you just hope that it stays there. You hope it got locked in place. Yeah. So I'm like you. All right, we're going up this click, 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 click. You're climbing, and the stairs are right there. Yeah. So the whole way up this incline, I'm trying to move this thing to see if this is coming off. I got a plan. I'm going to jump onto the stairs. I'll just walk down the steps. I was making sure my wife's was tight. Because if it's not, you get the hell off. Get on the steps and walk down. So I totally get that. All right. And I think that's actually part of it. Am I going to survive? Yeah. You're going to survive. I mean, it does happen one in a bazillion times. Somebody, I don't know, gets their hair caught and something, or they fall out. I guess I've seen people fall out or get stuff. But we all know
the only ones
you're gonna be okay. Yeah. But it's the idea that as I'm going up this thing, I might fall out. That's kind of the exciting
it's just
part.
I have the luck of being that guy where it breaks on me and then I die. I'm just
and we'll read about you in the paper. See, I knew it.
Yeah, I'm just falling. I'm just shouldn't have went on this roller coaster.
Yeah, the only ones I feel safe on are the ones that have those huge. And then they clunk, and then that's you're not falling out of that.
This is what I'm saying. What was I think Batman is like that, right? Cool thing about Batman is your feet are dangling. Yeah. Right? So it's you're kind of in midair, right? But this whole apparatus comes down over your shoulders and it's locked. I mean, they jam it against you, and it's locked. And then a belt buckle comes up and clips into it. So, like, if this thing was to start flopping for whatever reason, at least in your mind, I'm like, all right, well, something else is going to hold this in place. You know, there's a backup plan. Whereas on that Nitro, there's not. It's just this. It's like this. What do you call it? Like a yellow, like hard pillowy look. It looks like a pillow, but it's hard. You know, it's firm, and it just comes down, and you're like, okay, I hope it stays there.
That's another thing with log flume. There's nothing,
of that. Right? Yeah, there's nothing.
That's why, like, log flume is probably the only one. Like, I'll get on it if my sister wants to get on it.
Right.
But you won't see me getting on that by myself because my big self, I'll just
go flying out. You're worried you're gonna go flying out.
That's the one I'll take because like log flume.
You take your chances with that,
dude.
It's not gonna break. It's like
well, even if it does, you're like, all right, well, I
got water,
or whatever.
It's like
no, there's
2 inches of water.
going up. You're dead.
Yeah, but don't tell him that. At least let him enjoy something.
Well, like there's like a containment like on the side, so you're staying in like, and the
that's
log's
true.
not
Even
gonna
if you
go
went on
out.
the edge, there's more stuff that catches the
where
water.
it's like in a roller coaster, you're crashing off and then it's flipping everywhere. Cars are going everywhere. Log flume is just one thing. Just you're a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your survival rate is probably higher.
I'll just lay down. I'll be inside a log.
Dude.
That's so funny though. But I do think that's part of the the intrigue of a roller coaster is the idea that like you know there's this part of you that like I might die. This might be it. You know, you say your novena and like I'll see you guys later. I hope. You know?
Yeah, you gotta write your will every time you go to Six Flags.
You wait online 45 minutes to an hour to almost die.
Every time
potentially die.
Every time I go to the music market, I feel like it's like a final destination where I'm gonna see everyone die, and I'm just like, all right, well, I gotta stop. Yeah, I'm just like, all right, well, I'm not going to anything. I'm staying down here.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Okay, so let's get into a couple of these. We'll bring them up, the ones that we know, and then. John, if you have any questions about it or what we liked about it. I have to talk about this one off the bat because, again, I went recently and I had never gone on it before. Mainly the only reason I never gone on it before because the line is always forever, just forever. I mean, I think the previous time I was there, which was like 15 years ago, I think the line was like an hour and a half. And I'm like, I'm not going to wait an hour and a half for any line.
Yeah.
I mean, for any ride. It's just not going to happen. When we went recently... It was a very short line. It ended up being about a half an hour. You're not going to like this part of the story. We get to we're maybe like, 5 minutes out from getting in, and they shut it down. Damn. Like, they say temporarily, and you're like, they don't tell you how long. And they're like, you could stay in line, but if you get out of line, you have to go back to the end of the line. Yeah. But the reason they shut it down is because something went wrong. Okay? And it's funny. For the people who are watching instead of listening, you'll see... There was a kid that was not online, and he's yelling to his friends who are like right by us, and he's pointing up, and he's like, "Up there, the part where it starts to go up, it's broke." And he's going like this, and my wife caught him doing it, and she's like, "Did he just say it's broke?" And then he does it again. He's like, "Where it starts to go up, it's broke." He's making his brake signal, brake sign with his hands, and then he did it a couple times, and my one buddy was like, "We should probably just get out of here, man. These things," and I'm like, "Dude, we waited a half an hour." Or I think at that point it was 35 minutes, and we're just gonna, and we're like 10 people away. We're just gonna walk away.
Nah.
So I said, let's give it. Well, so here's the thing: there's my rational mind, and then there's like my hopeful mind. So my rational mind is like, you don't fix a roller coaster in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. And then I'm like, but let's just give it 10 minutes. Let's just try. Let's give it. We waited all this time. We'll wait 10 more minutes to see if it starts to move. And crazy enough, it started to move. We heard them, ship off. A test run with nobody on it, and then the lady comes on and says,
"Fix it.
We're back open." And I'm like, "Yes!" So
Johnny would have cried.
So to describe the actual roller coaster, if you've never been on it, you get in this rocket ship because it's a rocket ship, but it's a car, right? But you take off like a rocket ship. Now I didn't know anything about the numbers before I went on it. I looked afterwards. You go 0 to 128 miles an hour in 3.5 seconds.
Wow.
You're pinned against the seat, right? And so my thing is when I go on a roller coaster, I'm a yeller.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not screaming like in fear. I just yell to like, it's like, woo! I'm doing one of those kind of things. Or I just start laughing because I just think it's so, when you're doing all this kind of stuff, I just think it's funny. So I'm just laughing the whole time. This thing takes off and I do nothing. I'm not yelling. I'm not laughing. I'm nothing. And then you hit this up streak. So now when you start to go up, right, you just see sky. It's all you see is sky. And in my head, I was kind of thinking, in a way, this is what an astronaut must feel like. Like that G-force going that fast straight up. But all I actually thought was NASA. Like, that's all I could come up with was NASA. I knew afterwards what I meant was this is probably what an astronaut feels like. But all I could conjure in my head was NASA. And then you come over the top slow for a second, and then you just pile drive straight back down, straight back down with a little twisty action. And then you come out of that like a missile and go over a hump, and you're done. The whole ride is what? How long do you think it takes?
Maybe like 30 seconds.
I don't even think it's down. I think it's more like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I think I'm at 10 or 11 seconds. And then you're
crazy.
done. And then you just sit there and breathe again. I think this is how I was breathing. You take off, you do not breathe. I just was like, like your face is just being plastered. You're like, and my eyelids were catching air. I could feel like my eyelids flapping because they were catching air. It was just crazy. Then you hit the bottom, and you kind of, and then you're going straight up, and you hold your breath again. And then you hit the top, you take another breath, and you go down, and you finish. And then at the end, you're just trying to catch air. You're just trying to like breathe again.
Yeah, see, when I'm on a roller coaster, I give you the constipated, maybe some sounds like, just one of those. I'm just sitting there, just
want to go
regretting. I'm just like, damn, I really wish I didn't get on this thing. I'm just,
oh my god, that's so funny.
I'm the
It's
type
like,
of
oh my
friend
God.
where if you say you're not getting on, I'm forcing you to get on.
You try to get on.
Yeah. Like my mom, she's like Johnny. She doesn't like getting on roller coasters much, but I'll be like, listen, you're not gonna get this opportunity in a while, so you might as well. And then she'll be like, yeah, you're right. So she gets on, and then she doesn't regret it. Like there's one in Ocean City that's really nice. That the blue one that they just built.
Oh, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's fast.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's one of the first of this kind. It's weird because it's shaped like a U.
Okay.
Going both ways. So it's just like.
Oh, I got you.
And it just speed builds up, and then you'll come backwards, flying backwards, and then you'll do the whole thing backwards.
Oh, I may
It's
have to
pretty
go
fun.
check that out. Johnny's like, I'll
It's
sit on the
pretty fun.
beach.
I'll stick to the Gravitron and
I hate
the
the
one ride
Gravitron.
where they're in the little cars and they're on the side with the octopus and he's taking them around. The music one. I don't know what that's called.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
The one
Yeah,
where they
it
go in a
plays
circle.
music
it's
and
like
it goes
you're
really
kinda
fast.
going in a
Yeah.
wave.
Yeah, and then you go
circle.
backwards
Gotcha.
and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
stick to those. Those are my kind of thing. I won't even go on the one where it brings you up and starts spinning you. What's it called? The hurricane or something?
I don't know
Oh,
that one.
dude,
The
that's
pink
so
one
fun.
that it, like you're sitting on the ground. It's like you'll be there, and then there'll be like 3 sides, and then you'll start swinging, and then it'll pick you up and start spinning.
Oh, I know
you
what
in
you're
the
talking
air.
about.
like
Yeah,
yellow
yeah,
and
yeah,
purple.
yeah.
And I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, I'm good
Yeah.
on that.
I'm good. That's so funny.
I like my feet on the ground. Like,
There's the one at Wildwood, the really tall one that goes in a straight circle. It's like the 2-sided is it a carousel? No. Carnival wheel.
Okay.
But it goes really fast, and you'll get to the top, and then it's just
Just starts whipping around.
yeah, it's so fun. And the
crazy.
seats are loose, so they'll shake and they'll
I
go back
gotcha.
and forth. It's so fun.
Are you locked in pretty well?
Yeah.
Or? You are.
Yeah,
Okay.
they strap
That
you
one
like
you're
8
strapped in.
times,
Okay.
and then they put it on the little thing. You're pretty safe
Yeah.
in that.
Because usually on a Ferris wheel, it's just like a bar that's going
Yeah.
across you.
But it's a
nothing.
lot. It's like a fast version of.
Well, what about
Ferris.
something like that? What about a Ferris wheel? You okay with that? Or is the height? Is the height
yeah,
bug you
the
a little?
heights, because like, especially if you're with people, because then they start shaking it,
Right.
and
Yeah.
you're just like, oh my god, if this falls off, it would be like a little brick falling from someone's house. It's just, and then you're just dead.
That's it.
You're
That's
just
a
nothing.
fact.
You're
That is a
just on the
fact.
ground. I won't even go on the Viking thing because the Viking ship, I forget what that's called. It's where they swing it back
Yeah,
and forth.
yeah.
I always think they always put it next to the Ferris wheel. And it's like they do it on
You
purpose.
always feel
because
like
it's
you're
like
gonna
you're gonna
hit it.
hit the Ferris wheel and then that's gonna knock over and so start rolling around the park and it's just
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
That's
Just
it,
The,
yeah.
the one in Ocean City is pretty dangerously close to the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
It seems that way. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Nah, but Gravitron's one of the ones I won't do.
See, yeah, I don't
The
like that. I don't
Gravitron?
particularly like that one.
I don't like that because spinning that fast.
All right, so here's the thing. When I was a kid, like your age, maybe even a little younger than you, that was the first time they ever had a Gravitron. It didn't. At least the first time I'd ever seen one at a like an amusement park, and not too many people would go on. There'd be a lot of space in between, and they would let us, like as it would get up to speed, they would let us like go upside down.
Yeah.
Because you're being pressed against the wall so much, they would let us go upside. I don't think they do that anymore. I don't think they let you
They
go
don't
upside
let
down
you,
anymore,
but
right?
you can. I mean,
Yeah, well,
I
that's
went
just it. Like, what are they
sideways
gonna do
without
once
paying
you're in there, right?
attention.
They could stop it. They could start to slow it down. But I remember the last time was the only time I ever started feeling funky in my stomach, and I'm like, I think I'm okay. I don't need to do that one anymore.
That's something I don't like.
So I stay away from that. So it's like silly stuff like that. Though, like I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But send me at 128 miles an hour like a rocket ship, and I'm gold.
Yeah.
You know. So
It's just something about like that queasy feeling you get.
I don't particularly like that. Yeah, that I'm not looking for. Thrill, I like the thrill. I don't want to feel weird.
Yeah.
You know.
See, I like being on stuff where even if it breaks, it's not gonna kill me.
At least I'm So you're thinking on that side of it. Like I want to be safety first.
Most dangerous ride I'm on is like Moby Dick. Like,
well, you
spinning
can
around
die
like
from
that.
gravitron.
Well,
I suppose.
If
flies
if
off.
they abruptly stop that and you fly.
Yeah, but I don't even know if it works like that. I don't know if they have like some kind of quick
like
break.
things that go up and then slowly.
I mean, you could look at any ride
Sure,
and say
the
there's a
easy
way to
emergency
die
brake.
on this. You know, you could the Dumbo that goes up and down. I mean, you know, if you tumble the wrong way and another one falls on top of you. But I want to close up King Dakar with this idea, just in maybe some help for you. Although I don't think it'll get you on there. I don't even look at that one as a roller coaster because there's not a lot of twists and turns or anything like that. It's purely about speed. Like it's about the first takeoff. It's about going straight. I mean, like I said, the whole thing is 10 seconds. I mean, if you were that wigged out, you can hold your breath the whole time. It's that short.
Yeah.
I really don't think it's more than 12 seconds. So I mean, because you take off so quick. I mean, you're going 128 miles an hour. How big can the roller coaster be? I mean, you know. You're just gone, and then up and down and over a hump and done. Like it's just done. But my point is just that it's more of an experience to just experience that kind of speed and force going straight up. Because when you're going straight up, you could between gravity and the force of the speed going up that fast, you could just feel like the way you're getting pinned back. It's just an experience, whereas other ones, like we were going to talk about Nitro, which is also a great adventure. That is a roller coaster. Like that one, and it goes on forever. We timed it.
How long does it last?
If you include the climb, which,
most people do.
you could include it. You're on the ride.
Yeah.
You can include it. I think it's like 2.5 minutes.
Wow.
Or it might be like 2 minutes and 12 seconds.
It's impressive.
So even if you count that as like 45 seconds, you're talking about a minute and a half roller coaster. And a lot of it is roller coaster. That one I can see you not. Like, I don't have nothing to do with this because there's a lot of humps and then there's turns and then there's this. The first drop is like, it's pretty crazy. So that one I like a lot. And that's the one I ended up getting to go on that twice.
Oh,
because there was no line. Everyone had left. So it was like, we could do that again without having any wait. It was really cool.
Yeah.
See, I won't even get in the way of a line for a roller coaster. Like, especially King Dakar, like, you're going up and, like, at any moment you could be sitting there holding on to this bar. The bar could flip, you flip out, and then you're just sitting there hanging.
I can't even imagine what it would be like to get tossed from one of those. Or like if the car just went right off the rails at the top. I wonder how high you would go before you started coming back down.
I wouldn't want to find out.
That thing
I
is
wouldn't wanna
moving,
find out.
dude. It is moving.
Have you ever had it happen to you where you get stuck at the very top?
I've never had it happen to me on a roller coaster. I did have it happen on a ski lift. I was stuck on a ski lift, and the people in front of me and the people behind me, or two people behind us, they were low enough, like there were humps or something. They were close enough that they could actually jump, and they did.
Off.
We were just way too high, especially in like ski boots. You could snap a leg very easy. But no, I never got caught at the top.
My sister did. She got stuck
On what?
On King Dakar.
Oh,
like
what do you mean at the top?
There's been multiple instances where the car just stops
On the
right
top
up.
of the point?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And they're like, dude, when are we gonna drop? And they were up there for like 5-6 minutes until it finally.
So
like,
they actually have a sign at that ride that says it's not unusual
for it to stop.
But I didn't think that meant like on the peak.
Yeah,
I
that
thought that
means-
meant like it may not make it all the way to the point and it'll just
No.
come back.
It stopped.
Oh
at
my
the
god.
peak.
Oh no.
Imagine being up there.
No. All right, I might go Johnny on that one because
Well, there's
because it's such a rush to get stuck and then have to either come back backwards
Like,
or
you'd have to rock
somehow this thing goes forward, you can't mess with my emotions like
Well,
that.
going
man.
backwards on King to Cod.
Oh.
yeah.
I can't imagine. Like to have to come straight back down and then corkscrew because it is like a corkscrew.
Yeah.
No, that would not be acceptable.
That'd be crazy.
That would not be acceptable. Here's another one that Johnny won't be happy about. So one of the rides, and this is one of, if not my favorite ride at Great Adventure, is Batman. The Batman ride. Now, like as the one I was saying where your feet are dangling, but you're locked in, man. You're in there really good. And I like the ride itself because it's really smooth. It's super smooth. It's like the turns and the flips that make it fun.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very smooth ride, which I like because I don't necessarily love being jostled all over the place. I just like the speed. I like the turns, but I don't want to like banging into walls. Yeah, I don't like that. So we actually, when we were done, we said we literally survived Batman because we were the last car or whatever you call it, like the last train to go. So we're waiting online, and you could smell like maybe like rubber burning.
Yeah.
But these things run on these like the thing that like jets them. It looks like a tire, like a rubber tire that like gets it to take off. So my wife's friend was like, "You smell that?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Is that normal?" I'm like, I said it runs on a tire, so I'm sure that's what happens. And she's like, "Oh, okay." So we get in the seat, and then the operator comes over, and she says, "You smell that?" And he's like, "Yeah." She goes, "Is that normal?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, that's totally normal." And she's like, "Oh, okay. Since you say that, you work here, you're probably smelling that all the time." She's very comfortable. So we go, no problem. We go through the whole thing. It was awesome. It's just a great ride because it does go on for a while, and then even at the end, there's a couple little. When you think it's done, it goes through a couple more. Like I think it's corkscrews. It's a great ride. So we get off, and that's when my friend was like, "Hey, you want to at least check the line out for Nitro?" And we're like, "Yeah," because it's right next to it. And we realized once we got to the Nitro, because there's no line, we're looking and I was like, Batman hasn't moved. And you hear the lady come on and say, this ride is closed down. You can stay in line if you want, but we don't know how long. And that was it. It was done for the day. So we were literally the last car, whatever, riders, however you want to say it, to go. And I'm like,
we could have died.
Yeah, there's a reason they stopped it, and they stopped it right after us. Like, I mean, I'm glad. Like, I'm sure there's a million safety features in place that nothing could go wrong, but you do look at it and you're like, oh my God, man.
One wrong thing. It could have been over. It could have been
something. Who knows what it is that went.
The rubber could have just broken and let you go, and then you're just sitting there with your feet dangling.
I know. It could wig you out a little bit. I could totally get that.
How do you feel about the Superman one?
Okay, so I'm not a fan.
You don't like it?
I don't like it because I don't like being in that position. I'm not actually Superman, where there's weightlessness, so there's like all this pressure.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. If there was a different way of supporting you or something, maybe I would like it. Like I like the idea. The idea is cool. I don't like the execution of it. It's uncomfortable. It's just very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, most of these rides are kind of uncomfortable. You want to be, locked in. But I guess that's why I don't love it so much. Like,
I love it.
If you were actually Superman, then it'd be cool because there's nothing
It's
pressing against you. But you like that one?
Yeah.
So tell me about that ride. Tell me about the ride itself.
I just like it because it's like you can't see anything from behind you, so it's like unless you're like one of the ones in the back, then it's just like a first-person roller coaster. So you're just going at it, and you just see everything from first point in person.
And there's nothing underneath you,
Yeah.
right? Because it's
a
holding on
hub.
up top above you.
And it's crazy. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
I
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get why it would be awesome.
Yeah.
But I just
the position does get quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's
God forbid you talk about getting caught at the top or just getting stuck. Frankly, getting stuck anywhere on that one. Man, if you get stuck in that position for 20 minutes,
that's like
I'd be really
scoliosis.
Yeah, you're not sitting. Yeah, like you're just asking for some kind of back and neck problem.
Yeah.
Like at some point,
or just to make things worse for you, imagine just slipping right through that.
I just slide right through. Yeah,
like you
and
just
you're like,
zoom in. And
I'm actually a Superman, and I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one, no, that's not one. I skipped that one. So we were talking. You did. I don't know what you call it, a ride. It's definitely not a roller coaster, but we'll call it a ride. The Houdini.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a haunted house, like the illusion, the house of
Yeah.
the illusion house. So one of the cool things about that one, especially when it's people who've never done it before, I am utterly fascinated how many people are like, did we really go upside down? Like they really think like, and I you got to give some credit to the people who made the ride
Yeah.
because to describe it, you're sitting in a room like an old castle-y type room, and the way they shift things, it makes it look like the room ends up going upside down, and they tilt you just enough that you feel like you are actually upside down. And the way the whole room moves around you, and that's what makes it look. I am just fascinated by how many people really think, how many people are legitimately asking a question like, did we just go upside down? Like, that's what blows me away about it. And I think that's pretty
Pretty cool.
neat. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm not scared of those rides because I believe in my physical ability. And since I have control over it, I'm just like, all right, I can take this.
Yeah, it totally makes
With
sense.
a roller coaster, it's like all
Yeah.
on that. Like I got no decision besides if I get on or get off.
Right.
And
No,
then
that's
it's just
fact.
like everything else is on the guy and the roller
Yeah,
coaster.
yeah, totally.
So it's just like anything could go wrong, and I have no control over
Yeah.
it.
There's one in Ocean City, like right when you enter Wonderland, where they sit you in like a thing, and it's like tilted like a cone.
Right.
And it was one of my stepdad's events, and we sat on it, and we didn't know that it was like meant for little kids. So like our knees and our like arms were dangling off,
Right.
and we could almost touch the ground.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, that's not good.
and imagine, and it went pretty fast. So imagine going at that speed, and then your hand just
Yeah.
that's off.
You're taking some skin.
Yeah.
There's a lot of skin
Like,
coming off.
and we were super scared because we got onto another roller coaster. I think this was in maybe Ocean City as well, but we almost lost our heads. Like we didn't listen to the height thing.
Yeah.
So we're passing, and
Especially
the bar,
you.
Yeah,
What are you, 6'6"?
6'7".
Yeah.
The bar's like right here, and we're just, and we were like, whoa.
Yeah, I got to
never
duck on
again.
this one. All right, so that's a thing that I have when people put their hands up.
Yeah.
I want to put my hands up, and I know they can't, but I said to my wife, I'm like, I'm just worried. I think my hands are gonna get chopped off.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not. Like, I know this is the difference between your rational mind and then like what you're feeling, your
Yeah.
emotional mind, I guess you could say. I know my hands are not gonna get chopped
Yeah.
off. I know they account for these types of things when they build these things, but there's just something like. I'm gonna
that.
get hit. They're gonna and if something gets hit when you're going 100 miles an hour, it's coming off.
Coming off,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's coming off. It's not just gonna like get scraped.
You
Or
see, if I go on
broken.
a roller coaster, it's usually like a simple one. And when I put my hands up, it's more of like a surrender. Like the police are coming to me. I'm just like, like, and I still got the constipated face, you know. Like I go on like the caterpillar, the kitty rod. I'm like, oh.
Don't worry, Johnny. I'll give you free rides on the.
Johnny's looking
Well-
at the 4-year-old like, are you crazy going on?
Yeah.
This thing?
Yeah, like I'm seeing little kids go on like the big rides, and I'm just like,
I can't.
damn. I'm
do
just
that.
like, I can't do that. I'm just like, that kid has a death wish.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you about something you do that I refuse to do, and that's the slingshot.
Oh, I love it.
You like that?
Yeah.
So how does walk us through?
Well,
like
what
from
they-
getting into it to like,
Yeah.
because just the whole thing. So for me, any of those rides where there's like, I know it's not a string,
Yeah.
but from a distance it looks like you're just hanging on by a string.
It's a really
Whether it's
thick-
a bungee or a cable, I don't care. Anything that looks like you're just hanging by a string, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like the optics of it, I turn into Johnny. I don't want nothing to do with it. It just seems too easily that I could just go flying off. I've seen too many horror movies where like that swing that just goes around a circle. You just hear ting, 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 and
Yeah.
bodies just start flying. I'm good. All right. So walk me through like all the way from getting strapped in
Yeah.
to doing it to like finishing
So
off.
what they originally do, you just walk, you wait in line, and then you'll get in, and then there's the hamster ball type thing, and
Okay.
what that is, that's not where you just what you think it is, where you're just sitting there. It's gyrating as you're going up.
It is.
Yeah. So you're getting in that, and then it's moving it around.
So that's what's connected to the bungees,
yes, the
not
ball.
what you're sitting in.
No.
Okay. So go ahead.
If it was that, I feel like there'd be a lot more incidents.
Okay. So then,
The ball.
so what are you sit? You're sitting in a seat.
Yeah, you're sitting in like a bench, like something like that, more comfortable, like a bench type thing, and you'll have somebody next to you, and then you'll have two people behind you, and then they'll lock in the ball. Dude, the locks on it is so funny because you think it's gonna open in the air and you're just dead.
Yeah.
But
Great.
Sounds
you
fun.
can the scariest part about it is the tension you hear, because they're pulling those strings and you hear. And I'm like, oh, that's gonna snap.
And that
And
happens
then
just
you're
that quick.
yeah, and then you're in the air. You see everything. You're like, wow.
Do you start
Yeah, you
flipping
start
and spinning?
it's like a ball, and you're just
Yeah, I get
inside,
it.
just spinning around, and it's like, wow, I hate it.
So are you screaming all the time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I feel bad for whoever's in that ball with me because I will scream.
So how many people are in the ball?
4.
Okay.
There's 2 in the front, 2 in the back.
So, like facing opposite?
Yeah.
Okay.
And wow, just the scariest part's definitely the cord tension because one wrong thing you hear.
Is it fast?
It's
Like,
going up fast is like
you
you're
get
like
launched. Yeah, I just.
and then you're in the air, and then it goes for a couple of rounds. Like it'll go in the air, and then it'll fall down, and then
sling back up.
Yeah, but it's pretty fun.
I
I
won't
do
even
recommend it.
I won't even do the double shot. I might hop on the mini double shot.
What's that?
The double
That's the
shot's
thing
like
that
the
goes,
big
like,
tower.
And then
and
it
then-
drops you fast.
Yeah, it brings up and
You won't get on that? Are you
I
serious?
don't know. I seen the what is it? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The one girl, she was on it, and her hair got ripped out, and a part of her
Yeah.
skull came out.
Well,
I'm
that's
like-
the problem with having long
I'm
hair.
like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I value my skull piece. And
I've done
my
those
hair.
type like free fall
yeah, they're fun.
before. It's okay. I mean, it's certainly like thrilling,
Yeah.
but that's not my favorite. It's not my favorite because again, it's like you're waiting a long time and you just fall and it's done.
Yeah, my all-time favorite ride is definitely that thing I was telling you about, the really long one. That go. It's like the carts are shaped like hammers, and you just go.
Is this the one in Wildwood?
Yeah,
Okay.
and you're just going around. That was on my because what they do is they put you in your cart, and then they'll rotate you up, and then you'll stay.
Just staying there.
You're staying
Are
there.
you upright or upside down?
You're upright for that
Okay.
part, but you're staying there until the bottom people are in. So when we were in it, it was nighttime, and a helicopter right past
Like a
us.
little
I got
flyby?
so scared. I was like, "Oh, I'm dead. That's the end of me." And then you hear them buckle in everybody downstairs, and when they drop you, the first person who's up top, you'll go back. So you're going back, and then you're flipping. It's so fun. That's one of my favorite rides.
Oh my god, that is pretty crazy.
Yeah. You wouldn't get on that, Johnny?
Hell no.
I would definitely do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
re-
I'll do.
It's really fun. I do recommend it.
Stick to my teacups and everything like
You're-
that.
you're just in the little
So I think this is the discussion that I had, or that we had last time we went, because there was a bunch of us. It was like, which one was your favorite? And this is Great Adventure. So I'll say my favorite, like, well, especially as a kid, but my favorite amusement park ride was always the Zipper, the one where you just keep like tumbling, and then it goes back. It goes in the other direction, and you'll tumble in the other direction. It's just an amusement park. You won't get it at any like not amusement park. I'm sorry, like a carnival. Like when they have the local carnivals. It was called the Zipper, and I used to just love that one. And I always felt really great about it because I've seen people throw up on it. So I'm like, okay, they're throwing up, and I'm okay. I'm doing good. But as far as Great Adventure goes, it was like, which one was your favorite? And I had a really hard time because Batman was always my favorite before. I had never done King Ka before, so doing that one just
blew you away.
blew me away. 'Cause it's just so fast in open air. Like I've been in a NASCAR thing. It was a ride along, and we got up to like 165 or 170, and that was just sick.
Yeah.
Like a sick.
Well,
But
that's
to
what
be
I got.
open air with the King Ka at 128 miles an hour is just, like I said, I don't think I was breathing. I don't think I was breathing. I didn't have it in me to yell. So I broke it down into like my favorite ride was Nitro.
Yeah.
Just because it's serious, like it's a serious roller coaster, and it goes on for a long time.
Yeah.
Like it's just amazing. Like you get to the top of that one, and I only noticed this the second time because like this is the same roller coaster. You get to the top or near the top of the first lift, and you look out like way over there, and you see the one turn that you make before you start working your way back. It's way over there, and you really get a picture of how big this roller coaster is, and that's why it goes on for a long time because it's sprawled over such a big area. So the ride itself and how long it is just made it my favorite ride, or my favorite ride, I guess you could say. But the experience of King Ka was just.
Jaw-dropping.
And it's weird. It's one of those things that you say, I don't need to do it more than once. I don't need to go on it more than once in a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, whereas
Why?
a regular roller coaster with turns, there's all that stuff going on. Yeah, I like doing that multiple times, different ones. that particular one, just because it's just pure speed, and I almost don't want to ruin the first time I did it. Like, one's good, I'm good. So that was the best experience, and the best ride for me was Nitro. So your favorite roller coaster is the one down in Wildwood?
Oh, roller coaster wise, has to be that blue one in Ocean City.
Oh, it's in Ocean City.
Yeah.
Okay. The blue one in Ocean City.
Yeah,
okay.
the hammer thing is in Wildwood.
That's in Wildwood.
Yeah.
But the blue one in Ocean
the blue
City.
one in Ocean City is pretty fun because you're just going back so fast, and like you feel like your face get pulled forward, and you're like,
okay.
It's pretty fun.
And your favorite is the log flume.
No, I like the Gravitron.
Grav-
My favorite
What's your favorite
ride is
ride?
the ride home. That's my favorite ride. I like.
It's the safest one.
Yeah, like going home and just thinking about it. Just like, I'm really glad I didn't take any chances today.
So you get paid to get on these roller coasters. Would you do it?
No.
No.
It would probably depend on the dough.
It depends on
the
the
price
dough and the
was right.
coaster. Yeah, I wouldn't go on King to Call for anything.
Oh my serious? You get offered like lifetime money. You won't.
Lifetime money, like
for $10,000, you wouldn't go on it.
no.
You serious?
Is my life worth $10,000? That's what it comes
Yeah,
down
but
to.
logically, you're not going to get hurt. I get that, like, believe me, I get it. Like, the fear, I get that. But rationally, you're not going to get hurt. I mean, nobody gets hurt. Oh.
It's like you're coming down, you can just go.
Dude, that's
just
a
going.
thousand.
You're
What
set.
what are the chances of that?
Yeah,
It's not even 1 in a million. It's because if you consider how many people go on roller coasters in the United States in a year, like it's not even 1 in a million. It's like one in multiple billions because
Like when have you ever heard of
99.999%.
But it's just my luck of something going
well, listen,
wrong.
again,
Like,
it does happen, but it's just so rare, especially here in this country. But
Johnny'd be the one to get on King to Con and just
if King
I
Dakar
would
was
get
10
off and get on.
seconds, if King Dakar was 10 seconds and somebody offered you $10,000, that's $1,000 a
it's
second.
10 seconds. Yeah, I'll just close my eyes and just sit there.
That's all
but
it is.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, at most
10
it's
seconds?
12. At
Yeah.
most it's 12. I don't even think it is 12,
It's
but
that
at
fast.
most it's 12.
Yeah, but if I got stuck at the top, they'd have to give me at least $1 million. Like,
Yeah, what if they offer like an insurance plan? So it's like $10,000 for the ride, and if you get stuck, we'll give you an extra $90,000 to make it a cool $100,000.
I'll be like, all right.
So then I mean, for
Yeah.
$10,000, you gotta think about it, man.
10,000,
You
yeah.
consider the chances. I mean, especially even if you're petrified.
You're gonna have to have dough to buy like my courage, you know.
It's so funny.
You gotta have dough. I can't just go
All right,
on
the
there.
blue-
Like, I'm
go
not
ahead.
doing it for hundreds.
Isn't that a job?
Is what-
Testing roller coasters?
I don't know. I don't know if
I
I'd
think
want to
that's
do.
part of your job. Like as the people
I think
that
they
work
test
there.
it with an empty cart.
You think so?
Yeah.
They wouldn't test it
pretty
with
sure.
someone
That would
on.
make
They
sense.
wouldn't
Pretty
test
sure.
it with someone
Yeah,
on
I'm pretty
there.
sure. And
Yeah,
then,
they
and then
wouldn't
crash
just-
test dummies. I don't
Yeah.
think they're like, any volunteers for this one? We don't know what's going to happen. You want to take a shot at it? Me, Johnny.
I'd
Johnny,
do it.
Johnny will do it.
If I'm getting paid the right amount, I'll test a roller coaster for you.
Yeah. No, that's where I draw the line. I'm with you
Yeah.
on that one. Yeah. The final test, I'll be the final test.
There you go.
Like we've done empty carts, we've done crash test dummies, we've done everything. Now you're gonna be the first person to do it. Yeah, then I would do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like, we don't know what this is gonna do. Anybody want to try it? Yeah, I'm good. No thanks. All right, so blue roller coaster at Ocean City.
Definitely.
I'll say Nitro over at Great Adventure, and the ride home
Yeah, the
for
ride
Johnny.
home.
And we're all happy. So analyze this. Tell us, let us know what your favorite roller coaster, ride, amusement park, whatever it is. Let us know, and let us know if you agree or disagree. Maybe you agree with Johnny. Maybe Johnny's more your speed, or maybe Mr. Perez is more your speed. All right. So for analyze this, we'll catch you next time.
Now, if you're a normal person like me and are not crazy like these guys and don't want to ride roller coasters to your death, make sure to drop a like.
Do a podcast about roller coasters, and Johnny's talking about the best part is the ride home. How old is he? 6?